What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Barrel Live. I'm Eric. That's Phil.
I'm Phil.
Today we got the chance to run into a couple of allocated bottles. Pretty excited about. First one being the Michter's Toasted. I'm gonna go ahead and start opening this and let this whopping 91 proofer breathe.
It's a little more than 91. Give it the credit it deserves.
What is it? My bad. 91.4. My bad. I'm pretty excited about this one, man. Like, I've never had a bad product from Michter's.
I'm pretty sure it's just their normal US 1 bourbon. And go ahead.
That was
Their normal US 1
that was a little dramatic,
bourbon,
sorry.
And then they age it in a so they dry a dry oak barrel for like 18 months or so, and then they toast the barrel for an hour.
Okay.
Not charred. We don't know how. I don't think we know. I don't think anyone knows how long it's actually aged in that barrel or finished in that barrel.
Yeah, I don't think anybody knows. I think it's an undisclosed amount of time.
But yeah, I think pretty sure it's just the same US 1 bourbon, same proof as the Shelfer non-toasted. I mean, Michter's does a few things differently at their distillery than
It smells like marshmallows.
than some other places. Lower proof entry. 103 is what their barrel entry is, which is lower than typical, because they're adding their water in. They're adding their water in during that initial barreling process instead of at the end.
I know we probably don't notice. I don't know. I wonder if, and it's just a wonder, maybe somebody can drop it in the comments if they know. I wonder if adding the water early reduces some of the angel share. Just, I mean, you know what I mean? You're proofing it down, right? So instead of barreling it at 126,
I mean,
you've got less evaporation in theory, right?
Theoretically, it should be more flavorful.
Right.
Because you're not watering it down at the end of the aging process. I don't know. I would assume the heat cycling has more to do with how much angel share is being lost than.
Yeah. Now that's one of the things I know. We've talked about this when we did the Mixture of Michter show last year, or earlier in the year rather. I like that they do this heat cycling thing where in the cold months they actually heat the warehouses. I guess they heat it and then they turn the heat off, and they kind of basically they're adding more. What is it? The soaking in, where the whiskey soaks into the wood, goes in and comes out, it's pulling more flavors.
Well, the heat's gonna, open, close, expand, contract the wood.
Well, yeah, because doesn't when at a certain temperature, like when it gets cold, doesn't it it kind of neutralizes and doesn't do anything?
I'm no scientist.
Sure you are.
So I'm assuming when they heat it up, the wood expands.
Right.
The whiskey gets into the wood. Once it naturally cools, the wood closes down. So I mean, you're probably losing a little more, but you're probably getting more flavor from the barrel. And Michter's, I mean, they've always been pretty flavorful.
I know Phil famously coined the idea that the worst you're going to get from Michter's is it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
So I mean, again, I've never had anything bad from Michter's. That smells really good. I remember the toasted rye had that note.
This is. I smell smoke.
Yes.
Like smoke.
Yeah, like campfire smoke.
Yeah.
Well, because I said marshmallows. I smell like marshmallows over a campfire.
You know how some of the people, when they make like a smoked old fashioned, they'll put the smoke in the glass first, and then cover it
down.
This is kind of what I'm smelling here. It's just that kind of like smoked drink kind of smoke, like when they put that old-fashioned smoke into the glass.
I'm smelling oak. I'm smelling leather. I'm smelling smoke. I'm smelling I'm
smelling smoke, but I'm getting some like
caramel.
Some sweet notes.
You get any
caramel.
like pecan maybe, like some kind of like.
No.
I'm kind of getting some kind of not.
Smokier than
It's
I was
toasted, right? I'll be like, I'm smelling like something that smells like, I guess smoke's the best thing for it, but it's more so marshmallowy for me.
Little caramel, little honey, maybe.
I definitely can get the honey. I'm not so much on the caramel.
Caramel, honey, definite. That's the smoke to me is the most prominent.
Are you getting leather?
I don't often smell leather. It's more of a taste for me.
I'm thinking leather, like not. I don't know, man. I'm thinking of all of the things that I'm thinking of.
I can see marshmallow though.
That's I'm getting
marshmallow,
smoky marshmallow, like s'mores maybe.
I would say of the richer notes outside of the smoke, I probably get a little bit of honey the most, then a little bit of caramel, and then I could definitely see some marshmallow. Say s'more, I don't get any chocolate.
No?
But no, well, man, that's getting a little richer though.
It definitely has a very bold nose. I like the nose.
Smoky richness. That's what this is.
Campfire good. Ready to sip?
Yep.
Let's do this thing.
Done. It's 91.4 proof, doesn't you know?
Right. Whopping 91.4.
There's no way we're not going to taste that smoke. Definitely taste smoke. Smoke's on the finish though.
Yeah, it's way on the finish.
I was actually.
Damn, that drink's a little hotter than 91 proof.
'Cause right before that smoke finish kicks in, there's some spice there.
I'm getting like
cinnamon spice.
Yeah, I'm getting cinnamon for sure.
It kicks in right before.
Kind of just baking spicy on the finish.
Tell you what, I love that finish.
This finish is
I love that.
Fabulous.
I love that.
I really went to
lingering smoke on the finish.
I went to say fantastic and fabulous at the same time and said fanbulous.
It's because you're an idiot.
Yeah, go ahead and drink it. Enjoy. When was the last time you drank it? In a bottle bag.
I'm trying to get.
Dude, you know who would like this? Triple J. He would love this.
I don't know. I don't know if he's really a Michter's guy, you know?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can get some of that kind of honey richness I was getting up front. Kind of the sugary. Ow, why does that keep happening? Oh.
Because you're an idiot.
True. I don't get offended by that.
I'm not.
Let's see. I'm going to chew on it, see if I can get.
Thank you. Does it drink a little hotter to you than the 91 proof? Like this doesn't feel like a typical 90 proofer, you know?
I don't think it's hotter per se. I think that's spices making it drink a little hotter. I definitely that time, like right after the spice and right before the smoky finish kicks in, I'm definitely getting like a toasted pecan of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Right
that's what
there.
I was getting some kind of pecan on it, just not. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
definitely some toasted pecan there, for sure.
Yeah.
That smoky finish sticks around.
Yes.
Which is good when you're talking about a low proofer. I mean, honestly, the most disappointing part for me on this bottle is the initial palate. Because once those spices kick in, once the spices kick in and you get that toasted pecan, you get that smoky, lingering smoky note, that's all A+.
The finish is what does it for this one for me. I like the finish a lot.
I've got about 2 more sips here. See, if I'm chasing that, I'm trying to chase that sweet note though, that rich.
Do we have any idea what the age on the regular US 1 is?
Put me on the spot there, bub.
You're welcome. I'm just curious. I don't know. Is it like 8 years, 9 years?
I would assume 4 to 6.
Okay.
Would be my assumption, but Man, it smells like there should be some honey here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
The initial there's not a lot on the initial palate. But the finish is there.
I'd say the closest thing I get to honey. Now, when it mixes kind of with that toasted pecan note, it's almost graham crackery, I guess you could say. That's the...
So you see where I'm going?
So, like, there's this honey and toasted pecan note that kind of marries together to make this graham cracker note. But I'm not getting... I'm getting a little hint of caramel, but more on the nose.
I'm getting, like, cocoa on the finish. Like chocolate on the finish.
I'm not...
That's why, and I think that's why I keep leaning towards saying like s'mores. Like it kind of gives me like a s'mores vibe to it. But
I'm not getting the chocolate. That's what's keeping me. I'm definitely getting a little graham cracker now, but I'm not getting chocolate. But that smoke, man, I like that. I like that. You smell it. You definitely taste it. So really, once it hits mid palate, it's great. Mid palate to finish, it's great.
Yep. I think MSRP on it somewhere between 110 and 120.
We'll just 100 and
100 and 120, something like that.
So
I know the
we'll
distillery.
say 110.
I'm pretty sure the distillery had it for 130.
Distillery is always a little more expensive. Well, I say more expensive because who knows what you're going to find it for on the shelf.
Right.
If you get it at MSRP,
it's a buy.
It's, yeah, I'd say, but the thing about it is that what I think they started doing a toasted barrel bourbon in 2014, and then 2021 they stopped. So this is that first release since 2021.
Okay.
So I would imagine because of that, secondary's going to be higher. There's going to be more people chasing it. So you might see some secondary prices not worth chasing, like $200 to $300. I would assume.
To me, that's not worth it.
I wouldn't.
I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. But when you start getting into secondary at double MSRP, it's not worth it for me. I'm out.
I mean, it depends who you are. I mean, if you're a person that one likes Michters, two, you're just the type of person that enjoys hunting hard to find whiskeys.
Maybe.
More so, you might be more inclined to pay secondary prices for this one. I mean, is the juice $200 juice? No, it's not $200 juice. If you understand that it's not $200 juice, but you still want to buy it because it's a limited release Michters, maybe $200.
Maybe. That's
maybe
a stretch.
$200.
Definitely not into the.
If you got some expendable cash,
right?
If you're pinching pennies, or if you're like one of those people like, I'm not gonna eat for a week,
so I can buy a bottle.
Yeah, don't spend please don't spend $200.
Yeah, so if that's you,
try Buddies.
If that's you, go get some OGD 114 for $25 and eat this week, please.
I would I would like. So this is a little smoke. It's got some of that like I said, honey graham cracker.
I'm not getting the honey so much on the palate though.
Toasted pecan. Well, it's marrying into that graham cracker flavor. Toasted pecan. So it's those kind of notes with the smokiness, which to me actually makes this not as sweet as the rye.
Right.
The toasted rye is a little sweeter.
Yeah.
As far as not like fruit sweet, but like, vanilla caramel, that kind of. But I personally like a smoky note as well, so that works for me. But for funsies,
oh, I forgot we were doing this.
Let's just try it versus the normal. Not as satisfying.
Not nearly as satisfying. This bottle's good.
That's nothing, man.
This bottle's really old, so there's no telling what this is actually going to taste like.
It smells similar, minus
You don't get the smoke.
the smoke,
Yeah, definitely don't get the smoke on this.
which makes sense.
Way to not let it sit at all.
Man. Definitely much shorter finish.
It's almost sweeter on the initial palate.
It is a little sweeter. Got a little kind of root beer, note
So
to it.
this is 2022. I mean, if that's how the date works, because this one says 24 on the front, so this
Yes,
is 20.
that's-
Yeah, so
yes.
this is 22. So 2-year-old bottle.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of root beer cola note on this. Definitely a little sweeter.
This one definitely doesn't drink nearly as hot.
I mean, this one, the toasted. I mean, when you think of toasted,
It's it.
it's kind of the quintessential toasted.
It's
know,
it.
those that smoke note,
I
but
don't-
those like campfire graham cracker.
I don't know that anybody does toasted better than Michter's though.
I would say that I don't know, man. K-Luke toasted.
Oh yeah.
K-Luke
that's
Toasted's
true.
a really good toasted bottle.
That's true.
Now, MSRP is higher, or generally, if you see it, it's $120.
Right.
But you see it.
You see it.
Well, at least here you see it.
I'm just
Some
trying
other
to think of well, the Elijah Craig toasted barrel's not very good.
I mean, I think the normal toasted Penelope's pretty good. Stop it. Stop it. You're playing a role. You're playing the heel.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
No one likes a heel.
No one likes you.
So?
Don't
Yeah.
make you the heel.
So this has similar mid-palate. They're both lacking in the upfront initial palate, I think.
This one to me has more upfront initial palate, but the finish on this one is far better.
The finish and mid-palate on this one are better.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I'm talking about like that. After the initial palate spike, the toasted just takes off.
But, yeah, so MSRP, pick it up.
Pick it up. If you see it, pick it up.
Especially if you like toasted. This is going to definitely be in your wheelhouse.
For sure.
If you like Michter's, this will be in your wheelhouse.
For sure. Now, here the toasted sour mash is a little sweeter. I've had it before, but I can't really remember the profile, how it would comp to this. But I've heard more and more about the sour mash as being a lot sweeter. So,
I would typically assume that, but
you got something to throw?
blend it.
You do. I see.
always
you
got something to throw.
You
Don't worry
always
about it.
you always drag your heel to grab something.
Yeah,
to throw.
but this is pretty quintessential toasted. Like I said, sum up what I'm getting here.
That's not toasted.
I know. To sum up what I'm getting on the toasted, obviously, it's which I didn't pick up the graham cracker initially, but the first thing I got past the initial palate was some bacon spices, some cinnamon, and then I started getting that graham cracker, kind of honey, kind of graham crackery, toasted pecan note, and that smoky finish, that smoke. Generally, if you get something in that smoke leather tobacco range, that tends to linger a while and leave a little longer finish, which I appreciate and enjoy. So at MSRP, if you're lucky enough to see it at MSRP, 100, 120, 110, 100, whatever, get it.
So anywhere between 100 and 120, get it.
Max I would pay for it, I don't know, man.
Me, Max, I'm paying for it.
Ooh, that one's giving me a little lingering oak that time. I like that. Okay.
For me, I think I'm going to cap myself at about 150. I don't think I'm going to go much higher than that.
I'd probably cap myself around MSRP, to be honest with you. But I'm not a person that will necessarily chase a bottle way after MSRP. I will for sure.
There's certain bottles for me also.
Those tend to be higher proof
Yes.
for me.
And usually for me, it's going to have.
But I think 150 is fair. Would be a fair top end. If you have to have a Michter's limited edition, maybe 200.
Yeah. If that's something that you need to complete your collection, yeah, cool.
If you have to have it, but understand you're not getting anywhere near that juice wise. But yeah, that's my basic summary of.
Yeah.
Even though that did get a little better there.
It did.
Got a little oaky.
It did. Well, it's also been sitting open for 2 years too, so that probably plays a role in that.
You've been sitting open for 2 years.
Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Hit the comment, like, subscribe button. We appreciate the support. Phil's going to be out, and he's going to miss my camera again.
Phil out.
Wow.
You acting like that's far away.
Phil, you hit the